George Ritchie's near-death experience is one of the most detailed and influential accounts on record. In December 1943, Ritchie was a 20-year-old pre-med student at Virginia Military Institute when he contracted pneumonia. His condition rapidly deteriorated, and he was declared dead by military doctors. The experience begins. Ritchie described suddenly finding himself standing beside his hospital bed, looking down at his own lifeless body. Initially confused, he tried to communicate with the medical personnel, but realized they couldn't see or hear him. He attempted to leave the hospital to catch a train to medical school, traveling at incredible speed across the countryside, but eventually realized something was fundamentally wrong and returned to find his body. Meeting the being of light upon returning to the hospital, Ritchie encountered what he described as an intensely brilliant being filled with unconditional love, whom he identified as Jesus Christ. The being then took Ritchie on what he called a guided tour of different spiritual realms. The spiritual realms Ritchie described traveling through several distinct planes of existence. The earthbound spirits. He observed people who had died but remained attached to earthly desires and addictions. These spirits desperately tried to satisfy cravings for alcohol, cigarettes, or other substances by attempting to possess living people, but could never find satisfaction. The realm of learning. Ritchie saw vast cities filled with beings engaged in continuous learning and creative pursuits. Universities, libraries, and research centers stretched endlessly, where souls pursued knowledge and artistic expression with no limitations of physical bodies. The realm of waiting. He witnessed areas where souls seemed to be in a state of preparation or transition, some appearing content while others seemed confused or resistant to moving forward in their spiritual development. The life review. During his journey, Ritchie experienced a comprehensive review of his entire life, but not as judgment, rather as education. Every moment was examined not just for his actions, but for the love he had shown to others. He saw how his choices had ripple effects on everyone around him. The return. The being explained to Ritchie that his time had not yet come. He had more to accomplish on Earth. Ritchie found himself back in his body. As doctors were preparing to move him to the morgue, he had been declared dead for 9 minutes. Aftermath and impact. Ritchie's experience profoundly changed his life's direction. He became a psychiatrist, dedicating much of his career to helping others understand death and spirituality. His detailed account, published in Return from Tomorrow, became one of the foundational texts in NDE research and significantly influenced Dr. Raymond Moody, who coined the term near-death experience. What made Ritchie's account particularly compelling was his medical training, which gave him a framework for describing his experience in precise detail and the profound life changes that followed. His story helped establish many of the common elements now associated with NDEs and contributed significantly to both scientific and spiritual discussions about consciousness and the afterlife. If you find the story interesting, please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.